Before the first human ever took a breath, before Adam was formed from clay, another creation was already here. They lived on this earth, they moved across its land, they made choices, they believed, they disbelieved, they fought, and one of them would later refuse a command from Allah that would change the story of humanity forever. The Quran tells us something shocking. We were not the first intelligent beings on this planet. Allah says in the Quran that He created the Jinn from smokeless fire. This was before the creation of Adam, when Allah announced to the angels that He would place a human being on earth. They responded with a question. They said, "Will you place in it someone who will cause corruption and shed blood?" Think about that. Why would the angels say that? The Quran does not give long details, but it shows us something clear. There was already a history of corruption connected to the earth. The Jinn existed before us. They were not robots. They had free will. They could obey or disobey. They could believe or reject, just like us. The Quran later tells us that among the Jinn are the righteous and among them are the wrongdoers. Some listen to the Quran and believe, others turn away. They are accountable. They will stand before Allah just like we will. Now imagine the earth before humans. A world where Jinn moved freely. A world where choices were made. A world where some obeyed their creator and others rebelled. The Quran does not describe their cities or their buildings, but it makes something very clear. They were tested, and like humans, they were not perfect. One of the Jinn was named Iblis. He worshipped Allah and was among the angels in devotion, even though he was not one of them. Then came the moment that changed everything. Allah created Adam from clay and commanded the angels to bow in respect. They all obeyed, except Iblis. The Quran says he refused and was arrogant. He said he was better than Adam because he was created from fire while Adam was created from clay. That pride is important because it is the same disease that destroys humans. Iblis was not forced. He chose arrogance, and in that moment his future was sealed. Allah expelled him and he became one of the disbelievers. But Iblis asked for something. He asked for time. Time until the day they are resurrected. And Allah granted him that time. This is where the story becomes deeply connected to life after death. Iblis knows the day of judgment is real. He asked for delay until that day. He promised to mislead humans, to whisper, to pull them away from the straight path. But he also knows something many humans forget, that the day is coming. The Quran tells us that hell will be filled with both Jinn and humans who followed falsehood. It also tells us that paradise is not only for humans, it is for believing Jinn as well. In Surah Ar-Rahman, Allah speaks directly to both creations again and again, asking which of His favors they will deny. This shows us that both worlds are being addressed. Both are accountable. Both will taste death. Yes, even the Jinn will die. The Quran says every soul will taste death. That includes them, their long lives, their hidden existence, their ability to see us while we do not see them. None of it will save them from that moment. Just like us, they will leave this world and enter the unseen reality of the grave, and then stand on the day when all secrets are exposed. Imagine that day, humans standing in fear, Jinn standing in fear, the earth shaken, the sky split apart, records opened, deeds displayed. The Quran describes faces that will be bright and joyful, and faces that will be dark and covered in shame. That scene will not belong to one creation alone. It will include both. Sometimes we think our struggle is only human, but the test of free will began before us. Pride destroyed Iblis, Disobedience destroyed many before. And the lesson is simple but powerful. It is not about what we are made of, clay or fire. It is about obedience and humility. On life after death stories, we reflect on these realities because they wake us up. The Jinn had time. Iblis had worship, yet one moment of arrogance changed his destiny forever. If a being who once worshipped so much could fall because of pride, what about us? The Quran tells us that on the day of judgment, Iblis will speak to those who followed him. He will say, "He only called them, and they responded." He will admit he had no power except to whisper, and then he will distance himself from them. In that moment, excuses will disappear. Blame will not work. Each soul will carry its own burden. So when we hear that the Jinn lived before humans, it is not just an interesting fact. It is a warning, a reminder that this earth has seen rebellion before, that free will is serious, that life is a test, and that death is not the end of the story. One day, both creations will stand before the same Lord. No hiding, no pride, no second chances, only truth. As you think about this, ask yourself something simple. If even beings made of fire will stand in fear on that day, how prepared are we? If this reflection made you pause and think, let me know in the comments what part impacted you most. Do you think about the unseen world often? Like the video if you want more reminders like this, and share it with someone who needs to remember that this life is not the first chapter, and it is definitely not the last.